What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so last night the Los Angeles Lakers at Crypto were eliminated by the Denver Nuggets by the final score of 113 to 111. LeBron James, at age 38, poured in 40 points. He also had 10 rebounds and 9 assists. Had he gotten some help from Anthony Davis, who I'm going to get on his ass too. You better believe it. I know today is the day of reckoning for the extreme LeBron fans. You know, they complain about me using the other term, flagging me and stuff, so I got to be careful about saying it on YouTube. But I'm not going to stop saying it on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? False flagging me for age restriction and whatever, but it's all good. Not going to stop me. But anyway, LeBron James scored 40 points last night, but it wasn't enough. And the thing that you notice about LeBron is the tail off throughout the game. 21 in the first quarter. I think he had 10 at the second, 31 at halftime. But then he wound up only having 6 points in the third and maybe 3 points or something in the fourth. And that's just what we're noticing with LeBron. He's not the same guy who can carry a team consistently throughout a game. Remember, this is the same guy who people will tell you carried a bunch of bums to the finals, even though they weren't bums. And I've done videos debunking that. But yeah, they weren't a great normal core. But they weren't bums. But look, that version of LeBron could do it. This version, if you put him back in 2007, they wouldn't have probably got past the second round of playoffs. Maybe even the first. Honestly. Maybe even the first. But LeBron said something that had a lot of people shocked. And that is that he hinted at retirement and then clarified that, yeah, he is thinking about retirement. Now, I'm trying to see if I can find a quote. This is what he said. He said, "We'll see what happens going forward. I've got a lot to think about, to be honest. I don't know. I've got a lot to think about, to be honest. Just for me personally going forward with the game of basketball, I've got a lot to think about." And then later on, when asked to clarify, does he mean retirement, he said, yeah. Now, these are my thoughts. Okay? I don't think he's really seriously considering retirement. I think that it's just you got to understand these guys at the time that they're doing these interviews. They're very frustrating, and this is about as close you're going to get to a real answer from these guys about how they're feeling at that moment. A lot of these athletes have mastered the art of just saying what they think the media wants to hear, or being PC friendly, or locker room friendly, but keeping stuff out of the media that's in the locker room. But at that moment, a lot of these players are kind of vulnerable. And I think LeBron was just expressing his frustrations. I think he fully expected to go to the finals and compete for a fifth championship. It did not occur. Even with all of the, added incentives that he had going for him, it wasn't enough. And by the way, the Denver Nuggets showed that even with all of the help that he was getting, that you still can beat the cheat. You know what I'm saying? But I think LeBron's just speaking from frustration. And I also think that part of the issue with LeBron is now that he's finished his 20th NBA season, going to his 21st. I think part of it is just the sheer grind of the NBA season is getting to him. when you start getting up there, man, you got to understand the physical grind it is to be away from your family. Playing basketball at that level every other day, and your body's just getting tired, and working out and trying to stay in shape, and the discipline that this man has shown. Look, I get on LeBron a lot, man, but I respect the hell out of him as a basketball player. I just can't stand his fucking fan base. His fan base pisses me the fuck off to no ends. But it's a grind. And now he's 38 years old. He'll be 39 in December, going to his 21st season. You start thinking, I'm assuming, do you really want to go through a whole nother year of this? Especially, and I'm not actually I am trying to criticize LeBron here. I also think this is a bit of a way of him sort of putting pressure on the front office to improve the roster more, which is not easy to do. I mean, the team was improved. They did a lot for what they had in Russell Westbrook and some of these other guys, Pat Bev. They improved the roster. But some of the core problems for the Lakers are still there, right? So that might have been also a nugget he put out there just to put even more pressure on the front office to try to improve even more for next year. But I don't really think that he's serious about retirement. I give it 80-20 that he comes back next year. I think the dream of trying to play with his son Bronny, or the possibility of trying to play with his son Bronny, now that it's really this close now he's with USC, it's something that he can really visualize now. So I don't think he's seriously contemplating retirement. However, I think after this season, then it becomes more of a reality. And I do expect with every season, there's going to be even more. There's going to be even more of a drop off. I understand that he's still putting up all the numbers, but me watching LeBron James, I can see the toll a season takes on him. If you look at LeBron, the first 3 to 4 months of the season, he looked great. Offensively, at least. Starting around February, March, the rest of the way, he didn't look that great. And that is that, if you've noticed, since 2018-19, the bubble year was an exception because it was a 4.5 month break in the season. He's having problems finishing a season strong, whether it's always an injury or whether it's just his play becoming more inconsistent. Because I think personally, he was taking breaks when he was so-called injured. I think he was taking breaks. I think the NBA purposely spaced out some of these playoff games to help LeBron get rest. I really do. So at the end of the day, I expect him to be a touch slower next year. I expect a little bit more fall off. He's still going to probably be able to put up 26, 27 points a game. Maybe. Depending upon who he's playing with and what his role is. I know he's playing a little bit more off the ball now than he used to. But at the end of the day, he's not the same LeBron. And I think his fans have to come to that conclusion. Kobe fans came to that conclusion, about 2014. They could see it. They had to accept it. I was seeing it slip off with Kobe before the Achilles rupture. I could see Kobe wasn't able to get as much separation as he once did. I was seeing him not be quite as explosive, but he still was 90% Kobe. But LeBron, man, he's not what he once was. But I didn't mean to ramble so long in this particular video. My bad, man. I just had a lot of thoughts. I think he's coming back. But as far as him winning a fifth title, I don't think that's going to happen, man. Unless they put a damn super team around him, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think this is just a natural progression of things. Other teams are getting better. The NBA's moved on, and the media needs to figure that shit out, because they keep promoting one guy, and they keep talking about the same dudes: LeBron, Steph, KD, Chris Paul. But these guys are increasingly being ousted in the playoffs earlier and earlier and earlier, while it's other guys who they're not covering that's going to the finals. The NBA is moving on, and the media needs to catch up. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.